Hey guys, M here from Transformers and Video Games, and welcome back to the channel. I'm here at my local Toys R Us for a little bit of a Transformers toy hunt. So sit back and enjoy, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Alright guys, here we are in the Transformers toy aisle at my local Toys R Us. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been here, so let's take a look and see what's on the shelves. The first thing we have here on the shelf is Combiner Force Galvatronus. Now if I'm not mistaken, this particular set's been kicking around here for months, and it's probably about time that Toys R Us blew them out. Next to that we've got some figures from the Bumblebee movie. Now these really aren't my cup of tea. I don't like how simple they look in robot mode, but I've got to admit that Dropkick looks pretty fantastic in his alt mode. I really like the purple and the black colors that they used. I think they really pop. Next to that we've got some figures from the Transformers Cyberverse line. On the right side we've got Optimus Prime, and next to him we've got Thundercracker. This is actually my first time seeing Thundercracker at retail, and much like Dropkick, I really like the way the black and the purple look together. Here we've got Megatron. Now if this figure was $9.99 instead of $19.99, I probably would have picked it up by now and added it to my Megatron collection. Right now it's a little bit too expensive for my liking, so I think I'm just going to wait for it to go on sale. On the right here we've got Outback from the final wave of Power of the Primes. That's a pretty fantastic figure, as are all of the other Legends class figures from that line. Here are some of the Power of the Primes Pretenders. Now I don't know about anybody else, but I was a really big fan of these figures here in the Power of the Primes line. I quite honestly would have been on board if they'd released all of the G1 Pretenders in the Power of the Primes line. They didn't, and that's a bit of a shame, but I guess it is what it is. Now there's Cindersaur on the right. I really liked Power of the Primes Slash. That uses the same mold, so at some point I'll probably pick that one up as well. Here are some of the Transformers BotBots figures. Some of them are blind packaged and some of them aren't. Now, I quite honestly don't care for them. I think that Hasbro could be producing much better smaller figures to put on our shelves at retail, such as, for example, maybe a reissue of the world's smallest G1 Transformers. I just think people would have more interest in those figures long term. I think in another 2 years, no one's going to remember these BotBots figures at all. Here are some of the Transformers Siege figures. That's Skytread on the left, and you can see Megatron here. Now, I've already got Megatron, and I've got the Optimus Prime as well. Hasbro did a really good job on both of them. At some point, I'm going to have to go on eBay and pick up the upgrade kit for Megatron. It just makes him look a little bit more G1 accurate. If I'm not mistaken, there's a little molded plastic piece that fits into his back that looks like the gun barrel from the original figure. Last time I checked, it was a little bit expensive by the time you added on shipping to Canada, but hopefully if the price drops, I will pick that up at some point in the near future. Here are a couple more figures from the Bumblebee movie. Now these ones are a little bit larger and a little bit more simplified compared to the ones that we looked at earlier. I'm guessing that's because they're geared towards a younger fan base. And on the right we've got Autobot Hound from the Last Night Transformers movie. I haven't seen that particular one, but maybe at some point I'll borrow it from one of my friends and give it a watch. Here are some more figures from the Bumblebee movie. As you could see, these ones are larger and a little bit more complex than the ones that we just looked at. And next we've got some masks from the Bumblebee movie. There are two styles here. Now, I'm not going to spend $50 Canadian on either of these. I think maybe I'll wait around for another year and pick them up for a couple of dollars from my local thrift shop. I really like the shade of yellow that they used for this Cyberverse Grimlock. I think that it makes his chest and his claws really stand out in a good way on the figure. And here are a couple of the Studio Series figures, Grimlock and Blackout. From anything I've seen from other YouTube reviewers, those are two very good figures from the line. Here is Siege, Shockwave, and Ultra Magnus. Now, I'm very interested in adding both of those figures to my collection, but the problem I'm facing is every time they go on sale, when I go into my local Toys R Us, those figures seem to be sold out or just nowhere to be seen. So I'm going to have to time it right. Next time the figures go on sale, I'm going to have to try to be quick about getting into the store and picking them up before they run out of stock. I think really the long and the short of it is that other collectors have the same idea that I do, and again, when the figures go on sale, they just can't keep them in stock. Here is Dragonstorm from the Last Night Michael Bay movie. Now, much like I said about the Combiner Force Galvatronus earlier, I really think it's about time they blew out some of these Last Night figures once and for all, and just made more room on the shelf for other Transformers. Here is Brawl and Megatron from the Studio Series line. That's the number 13 Megatron. I'm actually keeping an eye out for Studio Series number 31 Megatron, which is a battle-damaged version of him from Revenge of the Fallen, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to look at it in person, see if it looks good, and I might actually pull the trigger on that one. As we make our way past a couple more of these Bumblebee movie masks, I'm seeing that they do have a Masterpiece movie version of Ironhide here on the shelf. Now, normally these are behind glass at the customer service desk, and you'd have to ask to take a look at them, but I guess in this case they've just stuck the security sensor on and feel comfortable enough just stocking them on the shelves. So we'll take a look at the back side of the box, since I haven't seen this in person before. Unfortunately, the robot mode is, well, it's being obscured by that security sensor. I have to say that the alt mode does look very good. I haven't watched any reviews on this figure yet, but leave me a comment in the comments section. Let me know if this version of Ironhide is worth picking up, or if it's just another easy pass. Here is the same Bumblebee figure from the Bumblebee movie that we saw a little bit earlier, only I didn't mention that it has over 25 sounds and phrases. I gotta admit it looks pretty cool here in the packaging, but it's likely not something that I would add to my collection. I am very curious to know how these Bumblebee movie toys are selling. If anybody knows, leave me a comment in the comments section. Alright guys, well that pretty much covers everything Transformers related that's on my shelves at my local Toys R Us, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. I am a little bit disappointed that they didn't have any of the new Transformers Siege figures. I would have really liked to have added some of those to my collection, but leave me a comment in the comments section. Let me know what you think of these Toys R Us Toy Hunt videos, and as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Anyways, thanks again for watching everybody. Take care.